With a mission to foster human development and global understanding through education and training, World University Services of Canada, WUSC, is a network of individuals and post-secondary institutions that believe all peoples are entitled to the knowledge and skills necessary to contribute to a more equitable world. Started working in Malawi in 1981, WUSC works to increase the capacity of local organizations, government departments, as well as individuals in their efforts to contribute more effectively to the economic and social welfare of the population. Jacob Mapemba is Country Director for WUSC Malawi and gives the background to its establishments.
World University Service of Canada, WUSC, is a Canadian NGO currently working in 17 countries across the world, in Asia, Africa, and Southern America. In Malawi, WUSC started working in 1981 based on the mission that WUSC has, that is to foster human development and global understanding through training and education.
What do WUSC activities really focus on?
Our main areas of focus based on this mission is health and education, sustainable livelihoods, and governance. So based on this, our mandate in Malawi has been and is to build the capacity of local organizations, government departments, as well as individuals and society at large in the areas that I've talked about, in areas of education and health, sustainable livelihoods, and governance.
World University Services of Canada works on a number of projects tailored to uplift people's livelihoods in the society.
We are implementing a number of programs in order to achieve this mandate. Our biggest program is the volunteer program, where we bring volunteers, 80% of them from Canada and 20% from other countries, including Malawi, to work with the local organizations, to work with the government departments, to work with the society and build their capacity in areas of education and health, in areas of sustainable livelihoods. Especially in Malawi, we are focusing on agriculture and rural development because Malawi is agro-based. In health and education, we are focusing mainly on HIV/AIDS, and also governance when it comes to institutional capacity building.
The organization also places the welfare of refugees a priority, especially those that are young, in improving their education status.
Another program that we're implementing is the Student Refugee Program, which is targeting young refugees who are staying in the camp, whose education was interrupted because of war in their home countries, and they fled to Malawi and therefore cannot continue the university education. As you may know, in Malawi, refugees can access primary and secondary education, but the law does not allow them to continue with university education. So at the time that they reach secondary school education, the door is more or less closed. If anything, then they can join private technical schools or institutions, but they cannot access university education. And therefore, this program is meant to open an opportunity for the young refugees who want to continue with university education to go and study in Canada.
Mapemba also mentions some of the criteria used to identify suitable students for the Student Refugee Program SRP.
For the Student Refugee Program, basically, maybe one point before I go to the criteria, one point that I would want to mention. As I said, in Malawi, the program is being supported by UNHCR. But it is important to mention that in Canada, the sponsorship is raised by students in colleges and universities. WUSC is only facilitating the process. In the universities and colleges, there are what we call local committees, which are composed of students as well as lecturers who have that passion, who want to help, and these contribute money and pay scholarship for the refugees. Some of the lecturers, some of the students host the refugees for 1 year, for 2 years. So I just wanted to mention this because it's a very, very important. The students and lecturers in Canada are making a very good contribution towards this program. The criteria is basically young refugee, so between 18 and 24 years at the time that they are leaving for Canada. They must have a proven document that they are refugees. This document is given by government, and therefore we do not accept anyone who does not have this document, because we want only valid bona fide refugees to benefit. Thirdly, they must have attended O-level or A-level, or in Malawi School Certificate of Education, in order for them to qualify. And even for Malawi School Certificate of Education, they must attain a certain amount of points. So at least some grades, some credits, some subjects, they must have credits.
Participating in volunteerism is another element of consideration.
Fifth, we also look at the initiative that the refugees have, the young refugees have. For example, they are in the camp, yes, they are going to school, but what do they do during their free time? Okay, we want to take somebody who is, for example, does some volunteer work at their free time. They do something that make them interact with the friends, okay? So we also look at the extracurricular activities. What do they do during their free time, okay? Because, you know, if you have somebody who does not do any volunteer work, anybody who does not interact with the friends, it is very difficult to live in Canada. I mean, if they arrive in Canada, in a strange country, where they have no relative, they have no brother, and they don't know how to interact, it is very difficult. So we also look at those factors in order to qualify somebody for this program.